Welcome to another video. Today, we will see what habits rich people have that poor people don't. I will share with you 7 habits that you can do to become rich. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more smart money concepts. Did it ever occur to you how rich people and poor people are different? Seeing them live in the same community but have different financial statuses? Seeing a rich person driving an expensive car and poor people having junk cars or sometimes not even having one at all? Well, if you ever thought about that, so did I. Because of my curiosity, I started reading countless books on the success of the richest people in the world. As I was studying several books about people's lives, I began to see a trend. All of these successful people have particular habits that help them to become successful. Years later, I chanced upon a book that proved to me that everything I had been studying for years was actually true. The book was entitled Rich Habits: The Daily Success Habits of Wealthy Individuals by Tom Corley. It contains observations of the habits of 233 rich individuals and 128 poor people living in poverty and how their daily lives affect their financial position. These two groups have significant differences when it comes to their daily routines. Through observation, the author was able to document 7 habits that made the 233 individuals successful. Do you want to know what they are? Well, then keep on watching. Number 1. Being persistent. Is persistence a personality trait? Well, generally, we might think of it that way, but this is a habit that you can learn, especially if you want to be rich. Wealthy people push through because they know that success will always be there waiting for them. In the book written by marketing master Seth Godin, The Dip, he illustrated that the dip is a long curve between starting out and making it to the top. So many of us may think that success is nowhere to be found, but this type of thinking makes you feel down, at the same time making you want to give up. But that is the difference with rich people. They understand that all good things won't happen in an instant, and they show that they are willing to take risks and achieve the success that comes at the end of the journey. Some people think that becoming rich is easy, especially if you have the means to be rich. But in reality, it takes a lot of time. We may have seen young people like Mark Zuckerberg and Kevin Systrom becoming billionaires in their early years, but for an average person, it takes more than 30 years to be that wealthy. In fact, only 4% of people are able to reach a 7-figure net worth in about 27 years. That's why you should be persistent and very patient. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm saying that you need to cut yourself some slack and keep going because it is there for the taking. Number 2. Setting their specific and attainable goals. Are there times when you just sit and think about what you will do in the future or what you like to have? Well, that's setting up a goal. But there are problems with some of the goals we set. They might either be unrealistic or not specific enough. Sometimes your goals may be too general. Maybe you'd like to become rich, but do you know how to get there? And if you work for minimum wage and want to have enough money to retire the following year, don't you think that's impossible? People with this kind of mindset are usually not successful. They would say that their goal is to retire at 65 or to make 6 figures one day, but they have no plans on how to attain those goals. In short, their dull money goals resemble their ordinary financial lives. But rich people are different. They make sure that they have a habit of setting solid financial goals. Did you know that 80% of rich people are obsessed with pursuing goals, including the creation and review of short, medium, and long-term goals? Rich people are consistent in their specific goals, according to Tom Corley. Their goals are always realistic, and they have a specific set of steps to attain them. For example, avoid saying, "I would like to make $1 million profit this year." Instead, you would like to set a realistic and specific goal like, "I will increase my income by $25,000 more this year by expanding my production capacity." We have covered this before in other videos, but if you're new to the channel, for an effective method, use the SMART Goal Framework for your financial goals. What is the SMART Goal Framework? This acronym stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Let's try using SMART in a specific situation. Let's say your goal is to save $12,000 in your highest savings account in 1 year. To make that happen, you have to set up a $1,000 monthly deduction from your income. This goal was able to meet the elements of the SMART Goal Framework. So it's much more likely to have you succeed than having vague goals like saving money or becoming a millionaire. Number 3, having mentors. Did you know that having a mentor is the secret to a lifetime of success? Plato's mentor was Socrates and Aristotle's mentor was Plato. It has been reported that over 93% of wealthy individuals had mentors who helped them become successful. It is true, though, that finding a mentor is challenging, but it really pays off. That's why companies have mentorship programs in their organizations, because ensuring knowledge is vital to the success of the business. As a matter of fact, 71% of the companies listed in Fortune 500 have mentorship programs. By having this program, they can build relationships, have better employee performance, improve productivity and innovation. These employees who were mentored were promoted 5 times more often than employees that weren't. The biggest advantage of mentorship is not just increasing your output or moving into higher salary ranges, but also it saves time. You can take advantage of your mentor's years of experience and shorten your own journey to success. Mentors also teach you what to do and what not to do. In a 2016 Harvard Business Review study, 84% of CEOs said that their mentors helped them avoid expensive mistakes. That's why having a mentor makes your business more successful than people who don't. Have you thought of the best mentor for you yet? If not, don't worry. Smart Money Concepts has more tips for you. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified whenever we post a new video. Number 4, having a positive mindset. Crowley observed that wealthy individuals are generally optimistic. Of course, it's nice to be happy and feel content with things we already have. So are you now convinced that having a positive mindset is important to your financial success? Think of this. Millionaires often become wealthy by starting their own businesses. But did you know that 20% of businesses fail in their first year? How about in the second year in business? 30% of them fail. And you might think that 5 years is long enough to keep the business running. Not all the time. 50% of small businesses still fail. Sadly, even in their 10th year in business, 70% of business owners still fail. It only shows that starting a business isn't easy. A businessman has to go through several failures. So if a businessman is not optimistic enough to deal with the uncertainties and challenges, he or she won't succeed. Therefore, a positive attitude is a must. What if you're not running your own business? Does positivity still affect your financial success? Definitely. A 2008 study showed that optimistic people are happier at work. Therefore, they can have better performance in their jobs, which leads to advancement and higher compensation. So if you have a positive mindset, this will help you to think like a wealthy person and maintain a positive perspective in life, and you will undoubtedly be rewarded for it. Number 5, educating themselves. Are you familiar with the saying, the more you learn, the more you earn? Well, that's definitely true. A survey found that 88% of rich people spent a minimum of 30 minutes daily reading something to improve their knowledge. Also, 85% read not less than 2 books a month. Let's take Warren Buffett as an example. He spends more or less 5 hours daily reading financial news and corporate reports. He said that his enthusiasm for reading has helped in making some of his best financial decisions. But wealthy people do not just invest in reading. The Canadian entrepreneur and multimillionaire Dan Lok, for example, invested more than $500,000 every year for his education by taking courses, coaching, and a lot of learning opportunities. I'm not saying that only rich people invest in education. Some middle-class people also do. But why are they not rich? It's because rich people apply what they learn. They give importance to self-education that helps them to be successful in life. Number 6, avoiding lifestyle creep. What is a lifestyle creep? It means increasing your standard of living to go with your increased income, and knowing how to avoid these temptations is crucial to building your wealth. When an average person earns more money, they start spending more as well. For example, now that you're having a hard time paying your bills, you are content driving a $20,000 sedan, but then you get promoted and start earning more, you find yourself splurging on a luxurious $100,000 sports car. But when rich people make more money, do you think they spend it all like a one-day millionaire? Not at all. They put the money into savings and investments that make their money grow so that they can use it in the future and maintain their current living situation. See the difference between poor and rich people? Have you heard of delaying gratification? Of course not, because nowadays society demands instant gratification, and to be financially free, this mindset never works. Although accepting a lesser reward doesn't sound like fun, rich people know their future payoffs will be greater than present rewards. In a survey, over 2,500 people were asked to choose between $1,000 that they can take at that moment or $2,000 after some delays, which could take a day, a week, a month, 6 months, or a year. They found out that the delay discounting was more predictive of income than age, ethnicity, and race. So if you really want to be wealthy, you must maintain your diligence and your conservative spending methods. Number 7. Surrounding themselves with success-oriented people. There is a saying that says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Rich people know the importance of being surrounded by wealthy people or with people who have the same goals as them. Being with these kinds of people helps you to motivate yourself. Being surrounded with them helps you make progress with your wealth. If you spend just 30 minutes each day building these kinds of relationships, you will be well on your way. They include offering advice or just being a helpful friend. By doing so, you can build relationships with people and become a trusted and valuable supporter. Well, there you have it, the 7 habits you should start now to become rich. Okay, before you try starting to make these your new habits, you should click the like and subscribe buttons now to make sure that you don't miss our next video.